Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Squares? Do you need a website? I've had a couple of very interesting conversations very recently, and it's an interesting question. And then, right after those conversations, some content came across my path that was alarming. So, in this live episode, I want to cover how I manage this conversation and how we manage ourselves when facing this kind of content. So, hi, my name is Wayne Pelletier. I own ResonantPixel.co. You can learn more about me there or WaynePelletier.com. Basically, we make awesome websites. So, do you need a website? It depends. And I hate saying that. And what I say varies depending upon who I'm talking to if I already understand why. Look, if you have a physical product, there is an argument to be made that setting up a website is like building a house on an empty street in the middle of nowhere. Because when you create a website, you may think you're in some business like product business, consulting business, digital products, physical products, whatever it is. But you're actually in the content game. Because let me explain. So without search engine optimization and traffic from Google, without traffic from social networks, which is hard to get, it is extremely difficult for a website to scale and do something that is impactful to the business without personal referrals or word of mouth, right? Business card, networking locally, friends and family, they're all going to say, oh, go see so-and-so's website. It's amazing. And you can get their amazing stuff. That's great. That's difficult to scale. Without content, you are literally on an empty street. So I'm not saying we're in the business of content, but our business depends on content if you set up a website. And there are storefronts, especially if you have physical products. You want to go to the mall, you want to go to a storefront that already exists, right? You don't necessarily go straight to Shopify or Squarespace. You go to Amazon because you want to move units. Amazon, Walmart, any existing marketplace. It could be Etsy, eBay, even here on YouTube. And they're all fantastic. But you don't own those customers. Whatever.com, it's their customer. It's difficult to reach out to them if it's even not a violation of the terms of service. So it's easier to gain early sales traction, but without some kind of box stuffer or promo that ships with the product, it's extraordinarily difficult to get them to go to your domain and become your customer. I know I said content is required if you create a website, but at the end of the day, online, here in this whole internet box, the only thing we really own is our email list. Websites themselves are ephemeral. They could go away at any point in time, just like your social channels, though the social channels are far more volatile. Instagram and Facebook, all the meta properties, Google, eBay, any of them at any point in time could say, you know what, we don't love your content, we don't love something you said, or it was, even if it's a misunderstanding, and you could be either delisted or suppressed or have your account suspended or deleted and removed entirely. Then where's your business? So you do kind of need a website. You do kind of need a place that is your hub that you own, and then you own those relationships, basically your email list. But it's difficult. So know your audience, know where they're at, and if you're going to go to a marketplace, have a plan for getting people to convert on your domain with some kind of box stuffer or special prize or something you're going to ship with the product. It could just be your URL in the packaging where you say, save 20% buy on mydomain.com, whatever your website is, and try to convert and bring them into your closer network. Then you own that relationship, and that is your customer. There are all kinds of ways to go to market, whether it's expertising content, digital downloads, digital products, and physical products. So you need content, you need an email list, and the third thing you absolutely need is consistency. I've had a dozen clients in the past couple of years that don't produce enough sales on their website. Not just because they're on marketplaces and the marketplaces are dominant. They're normally 90% of all sales and transactions. But when you're not consistent with content creation, it's really hard to grow organically. So it's content, it's email marketing, and it is consistency. Consistency itself is a thing that you have to achieve in order to grow organically, period. So that's normally that's the framework for the conversation. I'm not always delivering it like this. It depends who I'm talking to. But own your ecosystem is a great idea until you're not moving any units. So think about it. And I mentioned content that came across my desk. This is very recent. A couple of YouTube videos, and one person shared a blog post article with me. The web is dead type of thing. Web design is dead, and I don't necessarily agree. I'm going to wrap on that in a second in the AI segment. But here's the problem. We can say anything we want on this platform, and I have done my fair share. This is my 6th episode of talking plenty of shit. Look, people that already have an audience are playing a different game. They can set up their own marketplace where people can sell and move digital products, and it benefits them. I get it. If I had 1 million followers, I'd probably set up my own marketplace too. It's free money. But context is critical. We can't come onto this platform, well, we literally can come onto this platform and say anything we want and drop all the expertising and advice content we want without context, because the only context that really matters is the transaction that we're trying to accomplish. We have to be careful what we consume on here. So when let me rephrase that. When someone with a large audience is saying websites are dead, go to a marketplace, but not social, go to my marketplace. Huge red flag. It might benefit you, but understand that just like Amazon or Walmart or Etsy, they own that customer. Even if they're going to let you communicate with that customer, you could be shut down at any point in time when there's a third party involved with that marketplace. So, yes, you need a website, but it does depend on what you're trying to do. If you've got 5 or 15 pallets, massive number of SKUs that you need to move right away, yes, send it to Amazon, let them do fulfillment and be part of Prime and the whole thing. You'll move units, you'll make money. Have a website just for branding purposes, but don't overinvest in it, just for validation. But that is still a website. See what I'm saying? All right, so I feel like I got on a soapbox there. I didn't really mean it that way. But here we are. All right, the AI segment. Listen, you square. Let me tell you something. What was I going to talk about with AI? Shit, I just mentioned it a second ago. Oh, yeah. I literally just mentioned it a minute ago, didn't I? And now I forgot. I can go back through my transcript. Oh, shit. Can I fix this in post? Can I edit it out? Nobody's even watching. Who cares? remember what I was going to say, and it's not in my notes. This is hilarious. All right, I want to share what's popping. We'll jump right to what's popping, and if the AI thing comes to me, I'll jump back to it. Not like all zero of you care. But I will say that, speaking of websites, terrible segue, there are people out there who still need us. I have a new client. I'm super excited to help them. Not just because the new website is going to have a dramatic effect on people's impression of the event and the brand, but because I think we can make things a lot easier and better for everyone involved. Not just the attendees, of which there are they told me 6,000. I think they're way underestimating. Let me show you the website. What we'll do is a before and after. I'm going to show you the website now. The project is just getting started. The Squarespace account is literally the blank theme. There's nothing in it. But there will be. I'll come back next week when the website is done and share an update. How's that? I'll try to commit to next Friday. Take a look at this. Oops, not that. That's my script. This. Okay. Tucker Day. This is last year's event, obviously. And this looks like it's coming straight out of 1998, 1999, 2000. This is a Y2K website, but it was made just a year or so ago. I don't want to hover on who made it because he's tremendously nice. And I'm not dissing him in any way. The people that put this together did what they could, and I think it has served the event pretty well. They do get 6,000 or 7,000 people to it, but I think that modern web design is going to provide a tremendous opportunity for this to communicate in a way that people have become accustomed to online, certainly since Web 2.0, but also make it easier and faster for them to find what it is they're looking for when they're engaging with the event. So pretty excited about that. I'll show it in this to all none of you when that's done. And I remember what I was going to say about AI, because the same person that shared a link to a video that I just went on a 6-minute rant about, because YouTube gave me 3 other videos just like it. And I was like, hold the phone. I have this "do you need a website" conversation nailed because I have it all the time. I literally sell websites. Sometimes I don't sell them a website. I don't close a deal. They don't really need what they think they need coming in. And I don't try to sell somebody something that they don't need or want. I don't want them as a client or a customer if it's against their will. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. I just look for it to be a fit. So when it comes to AI, the article that was shared with me was this. It was AI 1, basically. Design is dead. We lost to AI. And the concept, the idea isn't wrong, but it's also not quite right, because AI at the end of the day right now is little more than an intern. You wouldn't give an important design project to an intern. The problem with AI is there isn't a lot of context. Even when you train it, context is still weak. You still have to edit everything. There's still far too many adjectives and adverbs, no matter how much you tell it about tone and voice. So without context, it can't even come close to understanding taste. The most important part of graphic design, especially when it comes to websites, isn't design. It's not even the design principles. And I literally have a course about the design principles and how to communicate them. The most important design is the copy. Headline text, great copy. Use images that provide depth to the context of the copy and the product, whatever it is you're trying to convey. Specific copy, not indirect copy like shifting paradigms and all these meaningless word salad words. Meaningful copy, meaningful imagery that provides more context for the copy, And then follow the principles. Balance things out with a great grid. Use emphasis and group things. Use directional forces. AI struggles with all of that. If you've ever used an AI tool, even our friends at Squarespace have a good AI platform for designing and building your own theme when you set up a new account or a new website. It's fun to play with. It's cool. As is the one in Framer. It's probably the best. It's really awesome. And then there are a dozen standalone apps out there that will do, instant website. You put in 600 words of context and out comes your website. That's cool. But if you've ever used any of them, you realize the moment it gives you the result, it's way off. Because it's a long ways away from understanding communication with the target audience, some sort of ideal customer model. It's a long way off from understanding context from an industry standpoint that is critically important from a competitive standpoint for that business. It doesn't know taste. It doesn't have enough context. Look, a year from now, it probably will, and this will be outdated, and it'll seem like I'm wrong, and I cherish the opportunity, but I'm going to say something. We're 16 minutes in. I had a conversation with my friend Jason Rhodes over at Toolbox9. Look him up. He's awesome, and so is Toolbox9. If you need an app, you need a major digital product made for your company, talk to him. He's awesome. Look, the gist of the conversation is this. This should probably be an entire new topic. Why am I doing this 17 minutes in? I'm going to upset people. You ready? Websites are not the future. I know I said you need a website at the beginning of this video. Or I questioned whether you need a website and came out saying, yes, you kind of need a website. Look, in the future, content is probably just a feed. It doesn't matter what kind of content. It could be article content, it could be brand text and content, it could be products. I don't think the web browser, whether you're using Chrome, Safari, Edge, whatever, right now, as we know it, is going to survive a couple more years. That's about it. And then there will be new dynamic browsers that are basically AI interface wrappers that allow us to consume what we have known as the World Wide Web, a portion of the internet, the visual portion of the internet. It will allow us to view it the way we want to see it, not the way a brand wants you to see it. And that is going to be a dramatic shift. I know, I'm making predictions here, 18 minutes in. That is going to be a dramatic shift in how not just we use and consume content, but how we communicate with each other. Because content will be a two-way street. It will be collaborative. And brands are not ready for it. I sure as hell am not ready for it. So, and my company waves websites. I don't even know if I have a business 3 to 5 years from now because websites are going to change. Squarespace is going to have to figure that out. Shopify, Wix, WordPress are all going to have to figure that out. And that's going to be bumpy as hell. Am I going to get an explicit thing? I think I've said some words on this one. Anyway. All right. That was my scary AI topic for the day. Feel free to shred me in the comments. Like and subscribe. I'm going to do a thumbnail moment. I've decided to move it to the end. You probably, if you watched any of the last few videos where I did it at the beginning, thumbnail moment comes at the end now where I'm going to be like, or, or, I look like De Niro. Watch this. You. Everybody loves that one. That's why I'm doing it 20 minutes into this video, so nobody's going to see it, like, ever. So, all right. Listen, Friday, have a great weekend. I will see you Monday at 11. Like, subscribe, comment, call me a schmuck, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Peace. I got to hit finish. What's up?